All right, we are here at Contamination. Here, it's the horror, sci-fi, and pop culture con in St. Louis, Missouri, and we have a special guest here. We have Mr. Bishop Stevens here with us.
Very special guest.
Former professional wrestler, and also currently been acting and making his way through the rounds, things like Walking Dead, Empire, and so on. So, Mr. Stevens, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. What's happening? How you doing? All that good stuff.
There we go. Get
Doing
the energy
great.
up. Get the energy up.
Yeah, because we kind of need it here. It is Sunday. It is the last day of the con, and
Father's
energy,
Day.
It's people are kind of slowing down, but we like the energy of Mr. Stevens. It's great. Bishop. All right, great. So you started your career pro wrestling. Is that correct?
That's right. Exactly. Totally. And I started with, of all people, Harley Race.
Yes.
Oh, the
Handsome
man,
Harley Race,
St. Louis
right.
legend,
Yes.
Harley Race.
One of the toughest men in all of professional wrestling.
To this day is still considered one of the toughest
Yeah,
men alive.
he said was. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you meant is now, presently.
I humbly apologize. You guys are both correct. I stand corrected. Okay. But so trained here. Are you from this area?
I'm actually from Culver City, California, born
Okay.
and raised. I moved to St. Louis, oh man, I'm not going to tell my age, a while ago.
Sure.
And when I got into the wrestling business, I down at South Broadway, actually.
Yes,
South Broadway
yes,
Athletic
South
Club.
Broadway Athletics, yeah.
Broadway, yeah.
I got introduced to Harley from there.
Uh-huh.
Got trained by Harley. Worked with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Uh-huh.
Made people. I was Harley's first champion.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
And then from there, got picked up down in Memphis with the WWE Training Center, Power Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Which we had Kurt Angle, The Rock. All those guys came through that at some point in time. Went to Ohio Valley from
Yeah,
there.
Right.
I was going to ask about
Yeah.
Ohio Valley.
That was Danny was the man.
Yeah.
Danny was the man as far as trainers go, and more so because I also got to work with Jim Cornette.
Okay. Yeah.
The
The legend there.
Yep,
Jim
I got
Cornette.
trained. My mic skills are from Jim Cornette himself.
Well,
Love it.
he's done a hell of a job.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me throw a little Jerry Lawler in there. Thank you.
I love it. Well, but
Oh,
bad
that's
news about
amazing.
Jerry Lawler recently too. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, there's something about Jerry Lawler. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs, but he's just got problems with the ladies sometimes.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this about the Jerry Lawler situation, and I want everybody to listen. Innocent until proven guilty, because if you listen to his side of the story, she hit him, kicked him in the nads.
Jeez.
So keep in mind, if you listen to his side of the story, he got his butt kicked.
and that's the thing. It's like I never make any judgments until all the laundry's done.
Exactly.
Because everything comes out in the wash. There's two sides of stories. It's just it's so many people are trigger happy. But again, he got released by WWE, so right before Money in the Bank and everything. So it's just kind of it's news.
Man, you know what?
It's a shame.
The bottom line to it is right now the WWE is letting go of anybody who has any type of little drama.
Yeah.
They're not really standing behind any of the old school guys at all. None
Right.
of them. And I'm not a wrestler anymore, so I'm not afraid to say what I think
Sure.
about it. You've got so many superstars who are passed away. They're not even acknowledging those guys.
Right.
You guys know, if you know me, Nelson Frazier was a really, really good friend of mine. He was one of my best friends in the business. When he passed away, and for those of you who don't know who Nelson Frazier is,
Is that Viscera?
Viscera.
Yeah.
Right. So when he passed away, no acknowledgement.
Exactly.
No
I read
nothing.
about that, and I was kind of. I've been a wrestling fan for a long time, and Viscera was a big part of it.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
has long, steady
he was
career.
Mabel,
Right.
he was Viscera,
Right.
he was King Mabel for a while.
Exactly.
He made a lot of money for the WWE.
Exactly.
He put on a lot of shows. He sacrificed his body, and as far as I know, he didn't have any bad blood or anything.
Right.
And then when he passed away, he was a big, larger than life man in so many different ways. So when he passed away, and that there was no acknowledgement or even a little thing, a vignette before Raw or what have you, the fact that there was nothing is kind of shitty.
Well, and I want you to keep this in mind. If it wasn't for Nelson, if it wasn't for Viscera, at that point in time, they had nobody, and I mean nobody, to go against The Undertaker and Kane.
Right.
At that time.
At that,
time.
because you need a big man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want you to keep that in mind. So for them to not even acknowledge him, who he is, who he was, what he's done for the company, like you said, he's held numerous the tag titles.
Yep.
With Men on a Mission. He was a King of the Ring.
Yep, hardcore champion.
So he was not just some guy.
Right.
Right.
And he's not the only one. Several other, WWE people have passed away.
Sure.
And so what we're saying about the Lawler situation, even the Hogan situation, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they're cutting people loose just for the most.
Yeah, they're really big clean house lady, just trying to. I guess just a word about image and public. You know, just
and
public
it also
perception
seems like they're kind of going
But
more.
we're professional wrestlers.
I know
Exactly.
exactly.
We are What do you expect?
I'm with you on that one. But let's switch gears here too, because we are here at a horror and sci-fi convention, and you are here promoting. I believe a new. Is it a movie or a series that you're doing?
Submerge. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. The film is called Submerge, and basically, we're shooting in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it started out as a guy's idea of doing a couple of short films. Somehow or another, those short films got picked up over in Japan and China. And there's a card now. There's a card. You guys see, there's a merchandise table. We got got a card game. We got mugs, posters. I mean, it's turned into a little business. And over in China, the game is actually pretty big.
Wow.
So he's got some backing from overseas stuff. So we're going to turn it into a feature film. We're
That's
gonna put
great.
together a feature movie with it.
Awesome.
We're talking to Robert Mukes about it. We're talking to Kevin Caliber about being in it. You can look over there right now. You can see Demetrius Witherspoon, the writer-director, is actually talking to people from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
A couple of those guys, they went out to dinner with them last night. So
Wow, that's great.
it will probably be something to think about on the NDC.
I love it. Yeah.
Now, like I said, so obviously you just said that it's still kind of in really the preliminary works of getting of the feature done. So I mean, but is there like a timeline that you're kind of looking to try to get this done and released by?
Well, okay, like I said, unlike a lot of independent films that are out there, or independent producers and directors, he's already done 3 of them.
Oh wow.
So he's already done 3 short films, and if people are buying the DVD right now, they're getting all 3 films on one DVD over there right now. So the feature we start filming next January because he wants to do one more to introduce one more new character.
Okay.
This. The way the world's going right now, you got to have a badass female.
Yeah.
So they're putting together a really badass female for me to fight.
Awesome.
She'll be like the independent version of Supergirl, kind of.
Well, hey, we already know you know how to sell, right?
Hey,
so
man,
you've done the
sell.
trading.
I'm gonna sell it big time.
So if they say that she's the version like a Supergirl, does that mean then that you are playing? Do you play like one of the villains in the series?
Right.
And superpowers?
I
or-
play a villain everywhere I go.
But you're such a nice guy.
He's one of the
Don't mess up
nicest
my
men.
reputation, brother.
Okay, he's an ass. He's a complete ass. He's a
Don't
hard
ruin
ass.
my
And it
reputation.
switched right there.
No, I get stereotyped a lot. I have, when I was wrestling, the Atomic Dog was a good guy. Ali was a good guy. But I was always that good guy who would do, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The anti-hero.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, you're a good guy, but I will kick
got
you
a
in the
mean
nuts.
streak, yeah,
and I have a
yeah.
mean streak. I'm not coming out to clap, handshake, kiss
Right.
babies. I'm coming out to hurt somebody.
Right.
And my movie persona is the same way. Even when I play, I'm doing a TV show called Sins. It's coming up. We start them. It's more for Netflix.
Okay, great.
And I play a detective, but I'm the detective that you really don't want me to get you in the room and talk to you myself.
You're a bad cop.
Right,
You're a bad
right.
guy.
I'm literally bad
Yeah.
cop. What was his name? What's his name? Oh man, Lethal Weapon.
Like there's Mel Gibson.
Mel
and
Gibson,
there's
Danny Glover,
So
and Mel Gibson was, you
Good cop.
didn't want to get interviewed by Mel Gibson.
you don't want Martin Riggs. Martin Riggs,
Right.
yeah.
Because if he turned that camera off, you were gonna get hurt. So, yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's great.
Movie roles. We were talking about this earlier that like if you ever had the chance to do it, because you would like just physically
Yes.
and personify like the Bishop, and your name is Bishop.
Your
too,
name
but-
is Bishop,
but
which is
to
perfect.
Play Bishop, like the superhero
X-Men.
Bishop, the X-Men, would be amazing because you just physically fit that. You have the perfect look.
So right now, Bishop was released in 1993, and he was a large black man with a mullet.
He had
But
the mullet. Yes.
Now it's like the mullet's not in. So Bishop today, you're just about a spitting image of Bishop. You got the bald head, you got the facial hair, you got the big physique. I mean, it's downright uncanny.
Okay, I'm going to say this. For those of you who know or don't know, I have been in contact with Marvel. Okay. There is some things going on. And that's about all I can say. But
Holy shit! I think we just got an exclusive
Hello.
first here on Horror. Holy cow!
all I'm gonna say is, they're doing the Black Panther, and then some other things are coming up. But also keep in mind Blade. That they're trying to do a new Blade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were
They're
doing
trying to do a new Blade, so they're looking for a black guy for that. And the Black Panther, of course,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
I've actually been in contact with them about.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on for my career, and
That's
right now it's really
huge,
good.
man.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely good luck with that.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, because again, big horror fans, but again,
We're also big comic book
guys,
geeks
too.
growing up.
We cover a lot of geekdom here. So-
Right.
And so, if they want, do you have a Facebook, a Twitter, or anything? If people want to follow you and keep up on your career, where do they?
Bishop Stevens on Facebook. Look me up. We're not doing a website or anything right now because there's so much. You know what? I'll tell you a quick story. The reason my real name is Steve Sharp. When I was wrestling with the Atomic Dog, Steve Sharp or Ali Stevens, I've always had Stevens in my name somewhere.
Yeah.
Because my mama always said, no matter how famous you become, I'm always gonna call you Stevie. That's it. So I always have to keep Stevens in my name somewhere. Bishop, it was a nickname when I was younger because I like to play chess.
Okay.
I am that guy who you can be tough with online, and then don't let me come knocking on your door. You know, you got those internet Rambos.
Yeah. Oh,
they
yeah.
all big and bad.
Everybody talks trash behind
but
their
you really don't know
computer
who it is.
Yeah.
So we just adopted that, my nickname when I was younger, to my movie name, because if you type in Steve Sharp, there was a ton of them.
Yeah.
Plus, Steve Sharp, there was so much attached to my wrestling career,
Right.
and we didn't want to do that either.
That makes sense. I didn't realize that. But obviously, I didn't know that was not your name. But great choice. Bishop Stevens is a wonderful name. It's
Yeah.
just fun to say Bishop Stevens.
Yeah, I
Like,
like
that's
it a lot.
Great name.
It was going to be either that or Deacon.
Another good one, Deacon.
It was going to be Deacon Stevens or Bishop Stevens. So.
I think Bishop was the way to
I
go.
think Bishop-
Deacon, I think, has too much connotations towards religion. Bishop also has connotations towards religion, but also there's some badasses of at the name Bishop, like the comic book character
Yeah,
we talked about,
yeah.
as well as in Aliens. There's the android Bishop. I mean,
Exactly,
so there's
exactly.
badassness that goes with Bishop as well.
Yeah.
And speaking just of movies and sci-fi, or I guess back to horror, you were in a couple episodes of The Walking Dead. You've also been recently on Empire. Am I missing any other shows that our listeners may know of?
Man, I was on Chicago. I mean, TV-wise, I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I've been blessed with that. We started with Empire, Chicago PD, lucked up. The Walking Dead was basically 2 episodes. I don't really promote that too much because it was more
Sure.
of a background type guy with the governors group.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in our business, you don't really push it if you're background.
Right.
Because it's unaccredited or whatever else. But when you're at a con or something like this and you got a picture of yourself with Daryl,
Sure.
with Daryl or
Yeah.
with Norman Reedus,
Yeah.
you do put that out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
But the bottom line to it is the door is open.
Uh-huh.
And if they can, there's a lot of stuff going on with that show. I mean,
It's an amazing
There's
show.
going to be so many spin-offs.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
still trying. It's not really dying off at all.
No.
So I mean, even if the main characters were to leave the show or decide they want to do something else,
They can kill him.
they can kill them
and still keep on going.
you could literally kill.
That series and that world has become so established that you can branch off and
Yeah,
follow
right.
all their storylines. So actually, that led me to a question because you said that it's open ended and you're still talking. So does that mean did your character did you not have a death scene then in Walking Dead?
Man, if I'd had a death scene on Walking Dead, I'd be a bigger star right now. I would be up there. No, really, I was just one of the 20, 30-something people that attacked the prison.
Okay, yeah.
in
So
season
you
4.
may have survived. You may come back.
Exactly.
That's why because we said open end. We could see you come back
Exactly.
in
Right.
the future.
And I mean, in fact, there was talk of, but again, it was with the featured extra people. If I wanted to come back as one of Negan's guys,
Yeah, there you go.
remember he had like 100 guys.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was actually shooting. I'm doing a couple of movies in Kentucky, and the one I was doing in Kentucky is called JL Ranch, and JL Ranch has John Voight and what's his name? Another big star in it, James Caan.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
John Voight and James Caan. So I was filming JL Ranch, and I'm one of James Caan's henchmen
Okay.
in that. So I missed the
The opportunity the
Right.
The scout didn't work out.
So yeah, that's about it. But like you said, the doors open ended from
That's great.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
And I kind of looked at your IMDb page. It looks like you started acting relatively recently, like 2013.
3 years ago, yeah.
So I mean, you're on a fast track. You're blazing.
Well, yeah, yes and no. When people say that, and you have to keep in mind that I was a professional wrestler for 15 years. I was with WCW, I was with WWE. So, and when you put it to that sense, and you look at the success of The Rock, you look at Kurt Angle, who's doing a lot of acting right now. But a lot of people, Batista.
Yeah.
His career
is
because he plays the type of roles I play.
Oh yeah, I mean Drax. I mean he's going to be set for the Marvel series now.
Yeah. And the James, and remember his, James Bond. He was the last villain in the last James Bond movie.
I didn't
People
know
forget
that
because he didn't talk.
Huh.
But all he said, in the whole film, he chased down James Bond and the girl, and the only word he said was shit. But he's throughout the whole film fighting Daniel Craig.
But he's also in the one with the Wu-Tang with the RZA, the Golden Arms.
Man with the Iron Fist.
Man with the Iron Fist. And
Or Golden Fist or
he
something
played
like that.
Golden Arms, I believe, in that one. Yeah.
Or Braun, or whatever. The guy
Yeah.
with the guys whose skin would turn to bronze when you tried to hurt him or something like that.
So he's been in some major movies. So the fact that you're kind of blazing that trail as well, it's fucking awesome. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. That's exactly what we're trying to do, and we're hoping that Marvel and DC more so really opens it up. There's so much stuff being filmed down in Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
Everything's being done in Atlanta right now. And I'm with Stewart Talent down there. I'm in 3 years I've managed to get my SAG card. I've got. I've heard it's hard to get an agent.
Yeah.
I have 4.
Awesome.
I'm with 4 talent agencies. I have a manager, and I'm in the middle now discussing some things with event managers.
Great.
Event guys who book these type of things. So I think by the end of the week, as a matter of fact, on my Facebook, I'll say it here, give you guys a scoop.
Oh, all right.
On my Facebook right now, I just said a big news coming up. So one of the big news is I will have 2 event managers by the end of the next couple of days.
So it means more cons, more events,
Right.
more exposure. Great.
Right,
More
exactly.
Bishop Stevens out there for you.
Hey, work it out, baby, work it out.
So again, we're a horror podcast. We do scary movies. We watch some of the worst movies we can. So movies so bad they're scary. Kind of have fun with them. But again, we're horror. Just really curious, what's one of your favorite horror movies? One of your favorite ones. One that comes to your mind that you liked.
My favorite of all time, and I don't care what nobody say, you cannot beat it. Anything with Freddy Krueger.
Love it.
I don't care who you are. Michael Myers, kiss my. Jason, kiss my. I mean, first of all, the brother gets you when you sleep.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You can't do anything about it.
You cannot run through the woods when you sleep.
Love it.
And the way they set those movies up, where if you start to dream and you're fighting to stay awake. You're fighting. I mean, we all go through that.
Yeah.
We go through that.
Yeah. You can feel it.
Right.
You can feel it. The number 3 is my favorite, Dream Warriors.
Number 3 is my favorite.
That was
too.
my favorite
Love
one.
Dream Warriors.
Yeah, that was a great one. That one had, it was a great one. And then the other one is there a horror movie you've ever seen that was so horrible, so ridiculous that you actually kind of enjoyed it and you had fun watching it?
The so bad it's good. Okay.
I don't know if this really fits in the horror category,
That's
but
okay.
I'm
We'll
gonna toss
take
it out there. Sharknado is.
Okay. No, I'll accept that one.
That fits.
That
It'll
totally
fit,
fits.
yeah.
It's fine.
I don't know. I mean,
I mean, that thing's become a franchise. I think
Yeah,
they
it
might
has
make the
become
4th one
a
or
total
something like that.
right.
It
You know,
did.
and I tell people, I was telling Demetrius, about some. You know what? I don't care. Whoever had that idea, somebody said that is the dumbest idea anybody ever heard, and it is one of the biggest things on sci-fi.
It's
exploded.
insane.
And I don't even know if you can call it a horror. You can't call it. I don't know what you call it, but you got a bunch of sharks flying around taking people's heads off. I call that horror.
In a
I can
tornado,
call it
yeah.
horror.
You got something in the water going. Dun, dun,
I mean,
dun, dun,
Jaws
dun,
is considered horror. It's sharks, and this is the sharks flying
Yeah.
around a tornado. Like, yeah.
I mean, they even released number 3. I think it was called Sharknado 3. Oh hell no!
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like that's what it was called.
And they're going to space now with them, or trying to take the sharks to space.
They're
I mean, it's
loving it. They're loving
People,
it.
wait a minute. You can see the look on my face right now. How that girl do it?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. So yeah, Sharknado to me are the hands down. I cannot believe that that's out there working the way
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, talking
great.
about wrestling, Chris Jericho was in the last one.
Was he? Oh, okay.
Chris Jericho made a cameo
I
in the most
didn't even know.
recent.
Oh, Hell No?
The Oh Hell No one.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right,
But,
Bishop-
we've taken up enough
Yeah.
of your time, man. But thank
Thank you
you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me,
Really
guys. That was
appreciate it.
great.
Bishop
This was
Stevens,
great.
thank
Wait,
you
wait,
so
wait,
much.
wait, wait. Before you start, hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let me
all
put you guys on the spot.
All right.
Your favorite and worst horror movie.
Okay, I'll go. My favorite, I probably of all time, is the original Halloween. I saw that in 1978 version. Just loved it, John Carpenter. And the worst one I've seen.
'Cause we see a lot of
I'm
them.
going to take one from the show that we did. It's a movie called The Trap Door. That or Blood Valley Seeds Revenge. Those, but I'm going to say Trap Door is worse. That's got to be the all-time worst movie I think I've seen.
Sort of former wrestler Tiny Zeus Lister was in that one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And then mine, I guess my favorite one, honestly, it's Shaun of the Dead. I know it's still a horror movie, but comedy, I love that one. That's my favorite. And then one from our show that was so bad that it was kind of good. It was one from the late 80s called Death Spa. It is insane.
It is.
Oh, that's all I can say
But
about
that's so
it.
bad it's good. Trap Door is just avoid at all
Yeah.
costs.
Okay,
So you
all
got
right.
one of each there.
So again,
All right.
where can some of our listeners follow you at again? You where we were talking about it, but
Bishop Stevens on Facebook, Bishop Stevens on Twitter. Check it out, hang out. You know, keep stay up to date. Like I said, there's going to be, as I was saying about my name, one of the biggest things where we're deciding whether or not what changes may come in the next year. You know, a lot of actors.
Sure.
You'd be surprised how many names Tom Cruise has had before he was Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you'd be surprised. So,
Sure.
But right now, like you said, Bishop is doing real good, and it seems to fit. So
yeah.
I think it's
Bishop-
great. I think it's a wonderful name.
Yeah, so check it out, Bishop Stevens, and who I think should be the Bishop
He
of
should
Marvel
be Bishop
Comics,
Marvel.
in my
I mean,
opinion.
there you go.
Yeah.
Make
So-
it happen.
we're working on it.
All right,
All
thank
right,
you
guys.
so
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Thank you.